It's been quite an interesting few weeks. We've just gotten back from Australia. We traveled Airbnb. I find that so much better because with younger kids, we still try to keep a little bit of routine, structure, especially the oldest one. She definitely thrives more in that. And when they're in bed, then at least you can have a bit of an evening, whether it's reading or just having a cup of tea. I took 5 roses with me. It was a lifesaver for me. Sometimes you just need to calm and home. I just need to say I packed like a boss. I had a mental list and it worked. So we went with 3 suitcases between the 4 of us. And I think you can take 23 kilograms. I think the most in one case was 20. Yes. Rocking the packing, who would have thought? So I will be actually writing up a list of what we took, what I packed for the trip and how I saw it, because I just thought I was really good. I'm gonna own it. I am gonna own it because, and I have to thank Pinterest, not Pinterest. It's called Pinterest. And I have to thank Pinterest for that because I'm going to be making some lists and giving some suggestions when it comes to traveling and how to pack, because packing light is the way to go. I went to Australia open-minded, not as open-minded with Perth. Sorry, Perthians, whatever you call yourselves. So we got on the plane, SAA. It was a bit narrow. That's all I know is every time I moved, then I kept changing the channels on my TV. And like, I'm not saying I'm the skinniest or the biggest girl in the shed, but that was a narrow chair, SAA, narrow. And I think SAA, take it from me, maybe some more options on your in-flight entertainment, because there were more options on Qantas and Virgin on just their internal flights. The other thing I need to say, SAA, is your staff going there, your cabin crew were amazing. It's quite a quick flight. It was, I think, 8 hours. We arrived at Perth and we got to see one of our friends who we haven't seen in years. So that was pretty cool. He had hired a car for us, so he was our taxi. To this day, does Talia, hi, we're busy. You can come say hello, but I'm talking about Australia. And if you're worrying if I look a bit distracted, it's because I have a snot flicker running around, so apologies. You with the sweets, enough sugar. Just pretending that I've got control of my life, yeah. My story is going to be interrupted now by the snot flicker. So hello.
Hello everybody.
I think she's actually... Wait, I'm going to talk first. Can I talk first?
I'm Talia from Australia.
No, you're not Talia from Australia. Oh, okay. So Declan, if you can hear us, did you just hear what she said? She's Talia from Australia. But she didn't do it in an accent like that. So if you notice just now, the red in her hair, it wasn't made to accentuate the lips. That is slime. She has got dry slime in her hair. Okay, that's future me's problems, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. So we had these like craisins. Is it craisins? I don't know if you had some.
No, I don't. I eat it sweets.
Okay, she's had a lot of sugar today, and I'd like to think the fallacy of sugar not affecting kids isn't true.
What is this?
That's a mic. Can you leave it, please? I'm trying to act professional, like I know what I'm doing and that my kids listen to me. Come on. Anyway, so then we went to Kings Park. It is Kings Park. Now I'm starting to have a bit of stage fright. And it was phenomenal. The view of the Swan Lake, the harbour, Perth actually amazed me. Perth, you are a hidden gem. We got to then go to Mandoon Estate, which was hilarious.
Then we went to the arcade, and then we went to
That's
the
in
shop.
Sydney. I haven't got there yet. You're giving it away. You can't tell everyone. We're building up. So you giving away the spoilers, then they're going to go, why should I listen? I already know where they're going. Okay, so it's about the story. It's telling a story. Okay, can you do that? Thanks for brushing your hair for my video.
And we saw jellyfish.
so then what we did is after Mandoon Estate, we then went to, and it's very kid focused, which we found, which was pretty amazing. So the kids are with you. In South Africa, we get a lot of babysitters, and there's sometimes when we say we're going to.
Can I have lipstick on me, Mommy?
What have I said? When I'm talking to myself or adults, please don't interrupt.
Can I please have lipstick?
Can you please go wash your face maybe first and take some slime out your hair?
I don't know how to take this.
Okay, well, maybe that's potentially a YouTube video right there. How does one take slime out of hair? I don't even know if that's search, but now we're going to make that happen, aren't we? Please go. And then we went to Sydney and we arrived hungry and we had the best Subway sandwiches. So we did a lot of good eating.
We had chocolate cookies. We went to the arcade.
That was the next day. We went to the arcade and we went to Chinatown.
And then we went to have pizza. And then we went to have
there was a lot of takeaways. The fish market was really lovely in Sydney. That was really fun. We did a lot of walking. On the one day, we actually, it worked out that we haven't got there yet either. We walked 11 kilometers. Now, as you can see, our kids are not used to walking. So it was quite amazing. We went to Surrey Hills. So yes, this child in front that's half lying on my lap, I did carry her. Okay, well there was a child lying on my lap and I did have to carry her a few times. One thing I can recommend is overseas travel. We forget how much walking gets done. I'm so glad I invested in a pair of good walking shoes. We got to see some amazing sights. What we did was we didn't do the hop on hop off. We did a private half day tour, which actually worked out better for us with the girls because of attention span. And what happened is we got to see quite a bit in a short time. One thing I wanted to mention is the food. In Australia, on the menu, they have raisin toast. Now, it's kind of weird, raisin bread, but it's a thing. Just like anchovy, fish paste on toast, raisin bread, toast. And you pay $1 million for it, like you pay for everything else. It really is expensive. My mom said to me, can you tell me something about Australia besides it being expensive? And I think we have the problem of converting. One thing Sydney made me realize is it doesn't matter where you go in the world, washing will find you. So yes, I was doing washing, having best mom life ever. The girls were quite good about Australia. They took turns to alternate about being tired and walking and miserable. So that was nice that they tag teamed. Didn't really both have a tantrum at the same time. We flew Qantas internally. Amazing. The service, the staff, wow. I just want to say thank you to Qantas for, I guess, just doing your job. Sometimes we forget about that here in South Africa. The flights, the travel between Melbourne, Sydney and Perth was amazing. It was so easy. You forget sometimes when it helps, you know, when things work. Yeah, I did get a bit nervous at border security. They were filming that day, but nobody stopped us, and I was a bit sad. And the blonde is back, everyone.
I got this book from Pick and Pay.
But I don't know how you're speaking. Kitty's YouTube, didn't they sound like that? I hope not, because you're never watching Kitty's YouTube again then. Okay, so pop sticks, these were a win. She loves them, absolutely loves them. When we got to Melbourne, that was really cool because we got to try some amazing coffee places. I'm trying to think what else we did in Melbourne.
We went to see the koalas, the kangaroos, the wombats, the parrots.
Please go call your dad. Tell him I need to urgently speak to him. Please. Please. Thank you. Anyway, so then we got to go to, then in Melbourne, I feel like I've lost my mojo a bit. This is what motherhood does. We got to go to the Melbourne Cricket Ground. That was really cool. The Melbourne Museum, amazing. Really a great day out. The Melbourne Aquarium was really great in the fact that there were penguins. And that was so informative, and that was really quite a fun part of the exhibit. It was nice, but Ushaka is better. We were told that the place we stayed is becoming a bit not as safe. And I suppose that's all relative because I'm from South Africa. I'm pretty tough. The pubs, the restaurants, if you go there and have a few drinks, it doesn't feel gringy or dingy. It's so lovely. So I'm happy that the kids were with us. We did invest in a lot of iPad time. I'm not proud of it. They had a lot of screen time, but I alternated that with a lot of walkings. The girls definitely took to traveling quite nicely. We got to do local transport in Melbourne, even in a lot of Ubers. For me, I love meeting people, so we got to meet some amazing people from all over the world. And usually my go-to question is, so what's your national dish? What foods do you eat? I think they possibly thought I was a little weird. So Melbourne, you did not disappoint. I was very excited to see you. We walked through, we did also a lot of walking in Melbourne. Melbourne, I'd like to mention, we saw a case of road rage, which was quite hectic, because I kind of think with South Africa being quite high in the crime spectre, you kind of think it's not anywhere else in the world. So it kind of brings you back to base to kind of go, yes, road rage, these things happen everywhere, especially more in a city. Melbourne as well, we got to go to the Melbourne jail. That was a lot of fun. After Melbourne, we headed back to Perth, and by this time we were a bit tired, but we still had so much more to see. And our Perth trip ended off on a high, excuse the pun, because literally we went and had dinner on top of the revolving restaurant in Perth, and it was phenomenal, like 5-star, amazing food. And it was just like the perfect end to the holiday. So I think that's the closest I got to any kind of master chefy posh restaurant that I was hoping to adventure to on my pre-dream trip to Australia. But as you know, life happens, kids happen, and I just actually don't think we realized how much there was to do and see of Australia. And I think we really jam-packed it, that a trip to one of those restaurants was just not going to be happening. We did look to see if there was any tours, and unfortunately they don't do a tour of the MasterChef kitchen, which is a bit sad. Consider it. It's bad business, isn't it? So as sad as I am, maybe it's another excuse to go back to Australia as an invited guest. Are you listening, George? Matt? Are you listening? One thing we did with Australia is we enjoyed the moment, every minute. We enjoyed the moments that were good or bad or frustrating, because it's not always fun and games when you're traveling. Do I love all these places because I'm traveling, I'm on holiday, which is possible. But right now, if somebody said, choose to live in Australia or America, currently Australia is winning, but America, if you want to change my mind, just putting it out there, I'm up for negotiations. So, Australia, well done for being pretty cool. The people were so friendly. My SAF flight coming back, I was slightly disappointed at the food choices. My child literally slept through. Talia decides, okay, it's bedtime now. She's going to fall asleep. We haven't even checked through, because you check through quite late when you leave to go to South Africa. So then I obviously have to carry her, nobody else, otherwise we have tantrums, and you get to a point you just don't want to fight anymore. So then I'm carrying her, and then I'm trying to reshuffle my backpack, put her on a table near a coffee shop. She sleeps. She just sleeps. Eventually we have to go through now passport control. What does my child do? I don't want to do this, and then just sleeps before she's even gone through the what is it that it's called, the security cameras and things like that. They're like, is there something wrong with her? I'm like, no, she's just tired and a bit dramatic. Anyway, so she sleeps right through, take off, but at 5 o'clock in the morning, I don't know if it's South Africa, who knows what time but now she's ready to be awake. And they didn't have food. They didn't have proper options. So they had lasagna for dinner, and I asked them, just give me that. And yeah, I was a bit disappointed. I'm not gonna lie, especially with all the traveling I had, and I could compare. So it's not about always focusing on the negative. There were positives, like I said, the crew going there. And then Then we arrived back home. So that's Australia in a nutshell. And like I said, I'm going to be typing up the itinerary and the packing list, which I think is helpful if you're going to be traveling with kids.